Hello everyone, my name is Chris Titley and welcome to the Fintech Australia podcast. The Fintech Australia podcast takes listeners on a deep dive across the fintech industry in Australia, focusing on the challenges, opportunities and big stories our community faces. Let's get to today's episode. Hi, it's Chris Titley here as part of the Fintech Australia podcast. We're doing something a little bit different and profiling some of the winners from the Finnies recently, and Fintech Australia would like to thank their major event and presenting partner for the Finnies 2023, the state government, as part of the Digital Innovations Futures Initiative. Today we are chatting to the winner of the Excellence in Fintech Support Services, Astero. This award recognises the support services that have provided the highest level of assistance to fintechs in their operation and growth, or a business that helps drive the growth of the fintech community through physical infrastructure, space, connections, and capital. This award is open to consulting firms, legal support, accounting, technology companies, and incubators, hubs, co-working spaces, accelerators, or investment firms that demonstrate they have contributed to the success and growth of various individual fintech companies through the provision of excellent business support services and connections. A bit of a tongue twister there, but the Excellence in Fintech Support Services winner was Astero. And today we're joined by Sandeep Kumar from Astero, the winner of the Finnies for the Excellence in Fintech Support Services. Sandeep, thanks so much for being part of this podcast.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be part of it.
Now, for those that don't know a little bit about Astero, can you give us a little bit of an insight into the business and how it intertwines into the fintech industry?
Astero is a cybersecurity that helps tech companies, and I started the business because I come from a Big Four consulting, Big Four banking, and fintech startup background, and I saw a gap where fintechs, they must meet a very high level of security, but also they need to be nimble, need to be innovative. So some would say that they can't move as quickly as other startups in other industries, but they really need to, because there are large players. The incumbents over here obviously hold a lot of power. So I try and help them navigate the red tape when it comes to security. So that's not focusing on regulations and compliance, but how do we protect these companies and make sure that they can move quickly and add on, I guess, maturity as they progress through various funding rounds, as they start to grow in the market. So that's kind of the place we play in, is try to provide practical security solutions for fintechs.
And in regards to the progress of the business and the feedback that you get from fintechs, it's a very topical area at the moment. Like, how are you going in terms of the business, and what can people and listeners do out there to help and be aware of more of your services?
Yeah, for sure. So I think that practical lens is really important right now. There's a lot of ambulance chasing. There are a lot of security solutions out in market. Everyone has good intentions, but you can get bogged down in looking at various tools and services. What I'd recommend, if anyone wanted to engage us, is we can start really simple. We can have a look at your environment, the industries that you're working with, the customers that you have, who your third-party vendors are, and really understand what those real threats are to your business. And we could come up with a 100-day plan, or it could even be a 2-week plan of what are the things we can change and improve to make sure that we're resilient in the next 2 weeks. And that could be basic stuff like that we're all seeing these days around multi-factor authentication. I've never been to a client, and I love my clients, but I've never been to one that hasn't completed multi-factor authentication everywhere. It's just how it is right now. Everyone's using multiple SaaS solutions. I think on average around 40 for a fintech, and that could be a very small fintech, just using like a CRM to Datadog for analyzing their logs. It could be anything. And that's a lot to manage for a small organization. And what we do is try and really strip it down to, okay, what are the essentials you need to do to secure yourself?
Yeah, and then the process of applying for the Finnies and then going through that selection and then the night. Let's talk about the night in Melbourne, which I think there was over 500 people on one roof within FinTech and celebrating and sort of networking the successes of the industry. Can you talk us about that, the pre and then the during and also the post after that?
Yeah, for sure. I actually won the award last year as well, and I couldn't make it to the event because my partner and I had COVID. So we watched it, and one of my clients from Slip went up and received the award for me. So it was great to go down to see my partner and our new baby flew down with me.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So no, really
family affair.
Yeah, it sure was. No, it was great to catch up with everyone in the industry. And yeah, like FinTech Australia always puts on a great event, whether that's Intersect or the Finnies. I was completely blown away. It was a really fun night.
And did you meet some potential customers there or existing customers and do a little bit of networking behind the scenes?
Yeah, for sure. It's not totally my style to try and sell myself, but people were just so happy about me winning the award, and it was great to, I guess, take advantage of that and make new connections. Receiving quite a few DMs and emails as well, which is always good for business. So, more than happy to speak to anyone that requires our assistance.
And in terms of the business, putting a hat on for 12 months' time, or going to the Finnies in 2024, where do you see the business be? Have you got any sort of grand plans or the feedback you're getting from some users?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So we try to look at the hype wave of what's coming next. And obviously CDR was it back a couple of years ago. We jumped on that and provided some really good solutions to help fintechs lower the barrier to entry for CDR. But in the next 12 months, it's all about AI right now. I think everyone and their aunties using AI, and there are a lot of security risks there, and we want to make sure that our clients can navigate those risks appropriately. So currently working on some tooling around that to make sure that we can reduce the amount of sensitive information that goes into tools like ChatGPT. So that's going to be really exciting. We'll be releasing something in the next couple of months.
I'd just like to get your thoughts on that topic for a second. I mean, 12 months ago, we would be sitting here and we're talking about AI. People are like, oh, what? And now in the last sort of 6 months or so, that's really come to fruition about the potential disruption of industries, the authentic nature of the data and how it can kind of speed up efficiencies, etc. I mean, how are you as a business now keeping abreast of the various technologies with AI, as well as the sort of the customers that are thinking maybe we could use this?
Yeah, I think everyone's been shocked, from the big players like Apple, who've been working on a headset, to others. Like, no one saw this being so easy and so powerful straight away. Machine learning was a thing we spoke about a few years, maybe 10 years ago, as quite a research-driven thing. But in terms of how we're looking at it right now, clients are using these tools, and it's making it much easier to do certain tasks that might cost quite a bit. But those risks are really real, and that's something that we need to look at, from how we're training these models to where the data is being stored. The way that I keep abreast with this is similar to how I keep on top of security threat intel. So there are a lot of various other sources around that, but Twitter is a great source to keep on top of AI. That's where all of these discussions are being held. Most of that ends up being on LinkedIn, which is great. So definitely stick to LinkedIn, but all the research, everyone from OpenAI to all of the other open source players having very transparent conversations on Twitter.
And Sandeep, future events coming later on in the year with Intersect and obviously CDR month here as well. There's some global events happening as we speak where people are really engaging with the fintech ecosystem. Are you excited about the prospects of fintech here in Australia?
I'm really excited. It's obvious how the economy is going right now, but I think we've built quite a resilient ecosystem over here. And just to see the amount of people that were able to afford flights to go to Europe in the last week is proof of that, right? So we're still out there trying to be global with our services. So no, I'm quite optimistic. And yeah, looking forward to Intersect coming up, and also the Singapore festival as well.
Mate, brilliant. Thank you. Congratulations on being a Finnie winner for 2023 and the little 5 to 10 minute profile that we've done of you. Congratulations in 2 years in a row, and let's look forward to 2024 and the Finnies again and going for the hat trick, mate.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate your time, and Air Wallets and FinTech Australia for the award.
And we've got Emma Murphy, the Marketing Communications Manager at DataZoo. Bit of a tongue twist, Emma, but welcome and congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Emma, let's talk about DataZoo. Can you give us, the listeners out there, a bit of an understanding of what the business is?
Absolutely. So DataZoo is a global identity solutions provider. So we enable digital companies around the world to build modern customer verification experiences. So what does that actually mean? We help fraud and risk leaders simplify their integration, scale global operations, and keep customer data safe and secure. That's actually our mission, is to create a future where everyone can interact safely and securely within the digital environment.
Excellent. And I'm assuming winning this award that there is a global thematic, a global understanding in regards to where the business is positioned?
Absolutely. That's actually been our main focus for for a while now, but over the last 12 months, we've really been ramping up. And there's been a few key elements that have led to us being in a position to win this award, which is just amazing.
Can you talk about the process of the application and getting through to the final stages, then inevitably the call out that you're the winner?
Yeah. The process was actually really lovely to look back and think about all of the things that we've achieved over the last 12 months. I think for us, it became clear that our compliance standards was something that really set us apart. We have one of the most robust and comprehensive compliance and information security frameworks in the industry, something we really pride ourselves on. So we don't store data, and we adhere and are certified to the highest global compliance standards around the world. I think there's a big difference between being compliant and then also being, certified by third-party independent auditors, which is something that we constantly do. So that was something that we really reflected on, and I think was possibly what helped us so much in our application. It's been a big advantage for us. A few examples, it's how we entered the European market, which is heavily regulated. We also have our California Consumer Privacy Act certification, and just recently we're certified by the UK government's Digital Identity and Attributes Trust Framework, which is awesome.
Fantastic.
And so through our application as well, we also looked at we've been growing our global customer database, which is not database, but global clients. So we've had some leading Fortune 500 companies who they now trust us to verify millions of customers. And we've also opened a New York office and appointed the president of North America. So it was a great exercise of reflecting and just thinking about how far we've come to, because the team has grown so much. We've really prioritized our marketing overseas, which can always be challenging when you're based in Australia, trying to understand different markets, but it's been a challenge that the team's really been thriving with. So submitted the application, and honestly on the night we weren't sure if we were going to win or not. It was a really, really competitive group of the finalists, and I think we were all in shock when our name was called. So it was just such a great feeling, and just the response from people within the industry has been so wonderful since we won the award.
And that moment that your name was read out and on stage and getting up there, how was the rest of the night in regards to that feeling now that you had to hold that heavy award all night?
It was heavy, wasn't it? I think we're on a bit of a high after it. It was just a kind of a blur. It's always the Finnies is such a fun night. I like the way it's set up. So just everybody's got there's just an excitement in the room. So it was really lovely to catch up with some people, meet new people as well, and just, be able to celebrate all that hard work over the last year.
And then the next couple of days, I'm sure there's been some congratulations and people reaching out. Did you, from a business point of view, are people now a bit more aware of what you do and maybe some sort of leads? Yeah,
for sure. I think a common misconception has been for us that we're just an APAC company. And so we've always known that we are competing on the global stage, but it's just so wonderful to have all of your achievements recognized, and to have an award like this really shows the hard work we've been doing has paid off. So definitely lots of recognition within the industry, some really exciting leads coming from it, and just an awesome opportunity for the team as well to have all that hard work be recognised and just to feel validated in what we've been doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, it's a bit of a tough time, I suppose, with fintechs and funding, etc. And it's all, not just fintech, but also broader technology, private technology companies. I mean, the role of Fintech Australia is to get to people in real life and to start networking, and then they have the events. We've got Intersect coming up. What are your thoughts on the fintech community here in Australia?
I think the FinTech Australian community, I'm always just continually impressed by them. And I know it is a challenging time, but being in the room at the Finnies, you could really sense that, yes, it's challenging right now, but there's some really incredible work that's happening that is competing on a global stage. So I'm confident that, in a year's time, we'll be really impressed by what the industry has been able to achieve. And then in terms of just being a part of it, it's always just really exciting to see that this culture of innovation is actually being fostered. And I think FinTech Australia does a fantastic job of that. I'm really excited to go to Intersect this year and just to be able to, get some more insight into what's happening within the industry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that in real life networking is invaluable, particularly what we've gone through over the last couple of years. Emma, congratulations on DataZoo winning that prize at the Finnies and the night that was. Really look forward to catching up at Intersect, and hopefully next year you might be a repeat winner.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Thanks so
Emma.
much.
Cheers. And our last interview today is the Emerging FinTech Organisation of the Year People's Choice winner, Hello Clever. This award recognises a FinTech organisation that is delivering transformative new financial service offerings through the innovative use of technology to its customers. This is open to new organisations in the FinTech ecosystem of less than 2 years. We had almost 2,000 votes this year. And today we've got Yelena Bryant, Product Marketing Manager at Hello Clever. Yelena, thanks so much for being part of this series.
Thank you, Chris. It's really great to be here.
Now let's talk about Hello Clever. Can you talk about the company, exactly what it does and how it intertwines into the FinTech ecosystem here in Australia?
Sure. So Hello Clever launched in 2020, and we have been pioneering real-time payments with built-in instant cashback rewards. So for our customers, we provide them with Pay ID and Pay 2 options for customers to pay them with. But the unique advantage that we provide is that we actually offer them an incentive to their customers to use real-time payments and also drive loyalty with providing instant cashback rewards.
Fantastic. And then the intersection between sort of retailers and how do they get involved into being part of it, so when people do use your system, that they can actually be a part of the loyalty programs, etc.
Sure. So we're B2B to C. So we have our customers who are, number one is e-commerce. So whether we have our clients who are on e-commerce platforms like Shopify or Magento, they can actually just easily plug us into their platform and allow their customers to purchase and check out with Pay ID or Pay 2, which is a one-click feature. So it's a much streamlined, faster and secure checkout experience. And then when they pay, they will actually earn instant cashback at the time of purchase. So for consumers, they will have the Hello Clever app. And when they purchase with a partner of ours, they will see that cashback land right back into their account at that time.
Brilliant. And in this sort of time, in this macroeconomic time, people are looking for all different discounts and loyalties and particularly cashback. What can then people do with the cash in their Hello Clever app?
Sure. So what we've really seen the economy, the digital economy push towards is that instant gratification. We have had the introduction of Pay ID for some time now, and we've seen Pay 2 really take off in the last 12 months. But what that really means for cashback is that customers don't want to wait up to 90 days to see that cashback land in their account. And what we want our consumers to do with their cash is actually use it to either save and put it towards future savings, or they can actually then apply that and basically budget better. So then they can either actually pay peers from within the app and receive payments and use that towards future purchases.
Brilliant. And then let's talk about the Finnies, the process of applying and then the actual awards night where you came out on top. Let's talk about that and how it all started for you.
Sure. Well, I found out from our CEO that we were nominated a few months ago now. And that was just a brilliant, recognition just to see us be at a point where we are positioned to apply for such an award. I've seen in the past 12 months a great acceleration of growth within the company. And then on the night, it was fantastic. It was very busy, full of lots of bright faces and excited people ready to get into the Finnies Awards. And really good coming together of interesting companies. You know, I knew quite a few, and it was brilliant to be part of that atmosphere. We had no expectation of winning. There was myself, our CEO and co-founder, Caroline Tran, and our CFO, Toby. And it was. We had our fingers crossed and we were hoping to win, but it was a brilliant surprise.
When the announcement was read out, it was like, wow, it's us, let's go.
It was fantastic. So we went up on stage and Caroline said some great words. And then we went backstage and there was an opportunity for Caroline to have a short interview with Finnies representatives. And we saw other recipients of awards come up and say, congratulations, wanting to hear about us, because that phrase or that term, emerging, sounds like it's up and coming, it's new,
Exciting, yes.
Exciting. It's synonymous with growth and a new addition to the Australian fintech community.
Yes, and then post the awards, have people reached out to say congratulations and sort of learnt a little bit more about the company and what they do?
Sure. We've seen some incredible amounts of emails in our inbox and texts on our phones and phone calls. I know that Caroline has definitely, had a lot more approaching people coming to her to talk about, where are you at? We heard, 12, 24 months ago, you were still growing Hello Clever, and now it's, we're being recognized for the emerging fintech of the year. So yes, lots of exciting things coming up for the company. We are actually trying to position going into in-store loyalty rewards. So that'll be the next step for us, in-store retail, and providing our retail partners and their customers with instant cashback rewards when they tap at the terminal.
Super, excellent. The product pipeline is strong, the company's prospects are strong, and obviously the market is strong, and we hope that maybe you apply next year or the year after for the actual FinTech organisation of the year, not just the emerging.
Yes, look, this time next year we potentially could be positioned to be putting ourselves up for that award.
Brilliant. Lots of FinTech Australia events coming up. We're in the midst of CDR month, and we've got Intersect coming up later in the year, where everyone will mingle again and talk about the different topics and their problems and their solutions, etc., and lots of networking. Lena, thank you so much for joining, and congratulations on winning the Finnies. Hope to see you next year.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for the chat.
FinTech Australia would also like to thank the event sponsors: City of Melbourne, Petona, Stripe, MasterCard, TikTok, Thread, Amalia and Ascot Group, and all the other sponsors on the night. They would also like to thank Thread, EY and Investment New South Wales for sponsoring and hosting the Finnies Winners Lunch. We're looking forward to seeing everyone at CDR month in June and Intersect in August.